Yo, welcome back. I hope that you all had a wonderful Christmas vacation and that you guys got some pretty cool stuff and that you had an awesome time with your friends and family and your loved ones. I know I did, and I've been kind of MIA for the past most of the month of December. That's because my hunting season has been going on and it is slowly coming to an end up here where I live at. And so I've been concentrating on that as well as my family time. Today I want to show you that over Christmas break, the Mayhem team released a new firmware for the PortaPack H2, H4M, or the PortaRF. And with that, we now have the ability to transmit SSTV, where in the past we could only receive SSTV, or is it vice versa? We can now receive SSTV. In the past, we could only transmit SSTV. The PortaRF over here is going to be in receive mode, and then the H4M over here is going to be in transmit mode. So to do so, obviously, you just go to your transmit side. And if you have two of these, or if you have a radio of some sort, you can then transmit SSTV with, and then set your PortaRF or PortaPack to receive. Now, with that being said, remember that when you are transmitting, to be licensed and to have the privileges to transmit on whichever frequency you are transmitting on, and to kind of know that band plan of what you're able to do. On this one over here, I have it set to 425.550, and I'm using these stubby little antennas, so this frequency that I'm going to be transmitting is not going to go any more than my garage, where I'm currently at in my garage studio. And then this one over here, I'm going to set this guy to the same frequency to receive. And with pretty much any of our RX, TX apps here, we can know that up here we have our amp, then we have our LNA, and then we have our VGA. I'm going to leave these guys set to where they're at because I am so close in my range here. Our modes, we have Scotty 2. We have Scotty DX, and then we have Martin 1, Martin 2, SC2, and then Scotty 1, Scotty 2. So I want to leave it to Scotty 2. This is going to help you also when you are receiving. So say the ISS space station that they just did, I think, a SSTV transmission a few weeks ago. But anyways, if they were to be transmitting, you can go to their website and see what the mode is going to be sent out at. That way, then you can go and tune your PortaPack or Porta. I'm going to call these PortaPacks. I know they're different, but for the namesake of having to go PortaRF or H4M, PortaPack. Then you can then tune your PortaPack to said mode to be able to receive. And then your phase and your synth there, that is going to be the phase of the lines going diagonally or horizontally. And then you can adjust as you need to. So for instance, as the ISS is orbiting the Earth and is transmitting, think of it as a wave kind of coming down, that your signal may kind of start to like have some like lines diagonally. That's where that phase and that stint is going to come in to adjust that. You shouldn't need it too much when you're on Earth and you're on a plane to plane. For the most part, this depends on the distance that you are transmitting and receiving at, because of course the Earth is rotating because the Earth is round, right? So I want to leave those at 0 because, again, we are so close here in our proximity. I want to drop down my volume. That way we're not going to be blowing out the mic here. So I want to go ahead and hit start over here. Start. And then start. And that noise that you're hearing is what SSTV sounds like. So if you ever had a radio, I don't have one here on my desk, but if you had a radio and you are trying to receive SSTV transmissions from the ISS, or any SSTV, that is that noise. Or say that you're scanning for frequencies and you come across that noise, you can then decipher and say, hey, I know that sound, that is SSTV, and that is what is being transmitted. And you can see up here too that we have our syncs and what we're syncing at, and then what's the other one? Trying to sync, I believe. Try sync, yeah. And of course it is not as clear as this one over here is, but you can kind of get the gist that it is coming through fairly clear-ish. And that's just going to be SSTV in general, and I really wouldn't expect the Hacker F PortaPack series to be able to receive in a very, very clear like imagery. That's just kind of what we're dealing with. So that is really the gist of SSTV TX and RX, but I'm really happy that we can now receive with the PortaPack series because I've always enjoyed SSTV, but in the past it was always having to use like my Yaesu FT3DR or another radio source and then recording that audio via inside the Yaesu or having my phone connected to it or just nearby, receiving that audio in order to decode the SSTV. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank today's sponsor, PCBWay. If you guys do not know who PCBWay is, they make some amazing PCBs. They can take your schematics, your drawings, your BOMs, your kind of thoughts and designs of what you want to create and accomplish, and go and make them into a tangible, actual PCB. They are wonderful to work with. They do everything from PCB assembly, PCB board printing. They can source out parts for you if you need some help with that. They also do 3D printing services. They do CNC services, sheet metal, and injection molding. They do a plethora of things. And if you guys are interested, check out the link in the description below to save some dollars off your first order from PCBWay. So again, thank you PCBWay for your continual sponsorship in this channel. I greatly appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And if you guys have any questions regarding any of this stuff, feel free to join my Discord. I will put a link in the description below for that as well. And if you are looking for a PortaPack H4M, join my Discord. Go down the swap channel. I have one available as of today's date being 12/26/2025. It is at a discounted price. It is the new in-box unit. I get them from open source SCR Labs. So I then in turn sell them. If you are also looking for a Nano VNA F3, I have one of these in stock as well for a discounted price. I also have two Pluto Pluses up for grabs on the swap channel there. I will, if they're not listed, just shoot me a DM and I will see what I have available. Yeah, if you guys are ever interested in any of this kind of stuff, join the Discord, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help or point you in the right direction to go to purchase one. So, again, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do that stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video.